Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, you'll be listening to a hypnosis session that was created for a lady who had a very tough upbringing and really wanted to make a success of her life. And part of doing that for her was studying to get certain qualifications in an exam that would enable her to have access to a particular university that would take her life to the level that she wanted to take it. But she was feeling a lack of focus and a lack of some of the motivation that she really desired, if that makes sense. And what was interesting is that she did have that focus and determination at different times in her life. So what you're going to hear in this hypnosis session is regression to those points where she was at her most focused, her most determined, but also accessing a state of gratitude from the life that she has avoided from the choices that she'd made so far. And I think it's not unusual for very ambitious people to do this. They're always striving for more without taking stock of just how much they've already accomplished and how far they've already come. And there is an amazing law of momentum, and that is that it's easier to make more progress if you evaluate that you've already come so far than it is to feel that you're just not where you want to be, and then you have to make all this effort to get to where you want to be. So this is designed to get her feeling that she's already made amazing progress, and this is just one extra thing that she needs to do to get to where she wants to go to. So lots going on in this session: regression, disassociated, kind of timeline work from almost like a multiverse, a parallel universe of an alternative life that she's avoided to create the emotional leverage, but also the gratitude, and lots of direct suggestion linked to anchoring these resources in the context that she would really want them. If you're listening to this and you want to be more focused in determination, obviously be aware that this session was created for someone else. You can book a free consultation call with me by clicking the link in the show notes. That way you can have something built specifically around you and your needs. But you might find that even though this was created for someone else, it might be actually very useful for you anyway. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And you can position your body in a way to make you even more comfortable. And as you breathe in and breathe out, become aware of any feelings of tension that you have in your body. For some people, it's around the neck and the shoulders. And for others, it's around the jaw, or the forehead, or around the eyes. But notice that as you breathe in and breathe out, you're starting to release feelings of tension, enabling you to find a place of calm and tranquility, enabling you to start to relax. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation, get the sense that you're releasing tension on your outward breath. As your body relaxes, your mind can be more intuitive, more imaginative. And I want you to imagine a picturesque beach. Perhaps white sands, crystal clear waters, palm trees, and just no one else around. And I want you to imagine somewhere on this pristine beach is a massage table. I want you to place yourself on that massage table with your eyes closed, still hearing perhaps the gentle breaking of the waves, feeling the gentle breeze on your skin, feeling the warmth of the sun, and starting to feel so deeply relaxed. And then I want you to imagine that the world's best masseuse is there on that beach and is there to give you the most relaxing massage that you've ever experienced. Continue to breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to get the sense that as the masseuse is massaging you, you are releasing tension all around your body. In fact, I will count down from 10 to 1. And with each descending number, you will imagine that the masseuse is working that particular area of your body, releasing tension, enabling you to go so deeply relaxed that your mind can take you to a place of incredible, profound change. 10, focusing on the muscles around your forehead, around your eyes. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation and just feeling that tension is being released there from the top of your head and around your eyes. 9, focusing on the muscles around your jaw, around your nostrils, around your mouth. Again, breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, letting go of that tension, releasing that tension now. 8, now paying attention to the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. Perhaps feeling the masseuse really massage the muscles around them and feeling that that is releasing any built-up feelings of tension, enabling you to really let go of that tension, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. 7, focusing on your arms, from your shoulders all the way down, your bicep, your tricep, your forearm, all the way down to your fingers, until your arms feel so deeply relaxed, they become limp and loose, like the limbs of a puppet without any strings, enabling you to go so deeply relaxed. As 6, you focus on your breathing. Your breathing slows down and becomes deeper, enabling you to breathe lower than the chest there in your diaphragm, enabling you to effortlessly breathe deeply, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. 5, as you breathe in, just imagine your internal organs are relaxing. Your heart relaxes. Your lungs relax. Your stomach relaxes. In fact, imagine all your internal organs are releasing any feelings of tension all the way down into your gut. That's it. 5, releasing any feelings of anxiety or stress there in your gut. And 4, taking that feeling of relaxation there into your legs. Feeling that your legs are getting limp, loose and heavy. Releasing any feelings of tension, enabling you to go deeper and deeper relaxed. 3 and then 2, all the way down into your calf muscles. Starting to feel sleepy, feeling so good, feeling so relaxed there on that massage table, on that beautiful, pristine beach. Hearing the gentle breaking of the waves, as one. That feeling of relaxation goes all the way into your toes, head to toe now completely relaxed. And I want you to imagine that you drift off into a trance there on that massage table. And you start thinking about how things could have been as you entertain the idea of the multiverse, infinite parallel universes, unlimited other versions of you. And I want you to think of what life could be like had you made different choices. I want you to visit a reality where you listen to bad advice. Visit a reality where you didn't believe in yourself and you didn't have confidence in your own abilities. You didn't prepare and study in the way that you could. In fact, you took an easier route. But that easier route is not always the best route. I want you to observe yourself at exactly the same age as you are now, but in a reality where things haven't gone so well. Observe where you're living. Observe what you're doing to earn an income. Look at the shape of your body, how healthy you look, how happy you look from your facial expressions. This is a reality that you've already avoided, but sometimes we need to remind ourselves of just how far we've come, unlocking an incredible feeling of gratitude. And you can have sympathy for that other version of you, yet simultaneously feel grateful and proud of the choices you've made and the progress you've made so far. I want you to imagine that the trajectory of this other version of you is taking them to an undesirable place, and you've already avoided this reality. You're already winning in your game of life. I want you to return to your present timeline, but go backwards in time. I want you to go backwards in time where you observe yourself trying to study and someone impeding your ability to study and learn in the way that you wanted. Maybe see yourself much younger, but I want you to tap into that feeling of the desire to learn, the dedication to learn, the focus that even though there were barriers, even though it wasn't the most encouraging or supportive environment, you still persisted. You swam against the current. You took the more difficult path. But barrier after barrier, attempts to shift you in a different direction failed consistently. I want you to see that younger version of you as being incredibly determined, full of belief, even if you didn't know where it came from, having a desire to do something positive and impactful with your life. And no matter how hard other people tried to take you off your course, they couldn't. You held strong. You were steadfast. And I want this to reinforce a belief that you are capable more than you think and more than others around you think. Sometimes the greatest fear is not that we're weak. Sometimes the greatest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. And I want you to see yourself, a younger version of you, full of potential, full of capabilities, and overcoming adversity after adversity, and still being fixated on the future that you wanted. want you to follow that version of you through time until a point where you had to study hard to achieve something important and significant to you. It wasn't easy, but there was an attitude of, you must do it. There's no other option. And see how you were studying back then. Look at the expression on your face, how you were breathing, the effort that you made. And there was distractions that could have taken you off course back then, but you didn't allow them to distract you. You were focused, fixated on achieving the future that you wanted. And I want you to step into that version of you so that you reconnect with that feeling of focus and determination. That relentless resilience, unstoppable. Notice that it wasn't easy, but it was never meant to be easy. You've never taken the easy path. You've taken the more difficult, more challenging path. But by taking the more difficult, challenging path, you're able to grow, to evolve, to become more knowledgeable, to become more valuable, growing your confidence, self-esteem, and feelings of personal pride. And I want you to tap into that feeling of focused determination. Notice where it is in your body. Maybe it feels like it's in your head, or your heart, or your chest, or your gut, but there is a location of that incredible feeling of focused determination. I want you to imagine that location of focused determination being a three-dimensional shape, perhaps a pyramid, perhaps a cube, perhaps a sphere. And I want you to make that bigger in that location and notice if it spins or rotates, and then spin it faster. Give it a color and make that color brighter until it glows. And whenever you want to re-access this feeling of focused determination, you will remember that moment, that shape, that feeling in that location, and as you picture it, you reconnect with that feeling of focused determination. I want you to go forward in this timeline and visit another time where there was endless distractions, and yet you had created clear boundaries that enabled you to exceed your own expectations as to what you were capable of. There were many attempts by many people to steer you off course, and yet you had that feeling, perhaps the same feeling, perhaps a slightly different variation of that feeling of focused determination. Perhaps a desire to prove people wrong, perhaps a desire to live up to your full potential. And it doesn't matter if the motivation is to prove someone wrong or to be the best version of yourself. The only thing that's important is that you access the most resourceful state for you, the version of you at your absolute best. And feel how good it feels to have that level of discipline, that level of focus, that level of concentration, that even though there are distractions, you don't allow them to take you off course. And notice what you were able to do back then. It feels good to re-access that state. Imagine that shape in that location, in that color, but now add a noise. That noise could be a whoosh, or it could be a sound or a phrase like, yes, I can. Yes, I will. Whatever it is for you is exactly as it should be. But take that feeling of focused determination and then go all the way forward to the present in preparing for something important that you need to study hard for. And I want you to observe yourself with that same facial expression, the same level of concentration, preparing for something important. See yourself using the time wisely. See yourself creating places of productivity, whether that's in your own home or in a library or somewhere else. Notice that when you remove yourself from distractions, when you set clear intentions, when you know what you're working on and why you're working on, and you're creating a vision of a future that you're actively manifesting when you're in this state of focused determination, working hard to do something challenging, you can't help but feel that you're building a bridge through space and time to take you from your present reality to a future reality. Nobody said it would be easy, and if it was, it wouldn't be as valuable. It's the fact that it's challenging that makes it so appealing, that will give you a sense of pride, a feeling of high confidence and self-esteem, a feeling of accomplishment. And I want you to go forwards in time and see yourself on the day perhaps of an exam or a test, and you can tell by how you're arriving to wherever the exam or test will take place that you are brimming with confidence. The confidence does not come from affirmations. The confidence comes from you knowing how much work you've done to prepare for this exam and this test. And observe yourself as you're doing it. Again, demonstrating that focused determination, the absolute dedication. You're able to think fluidly, quickly, answer the questions accurately. I want you to see that the exam comes to an end and you leave, having checked and double-checked your answers, but leaving with a sense of optimism that the preparation you did leading up to that point was exactly what you needed in order to prepare sufficiently. And then imagine observing yourself, perhaps in the weeks that follow, receiving good news that you've passed that test, you've passed that exam, and you've been offered a place at the very place where you wanted. Look at your facial expression of joy, of satisfaction, of accomplishment, knowing that you earned it. There are people in life that are just given an easy life by other people. Maybe rich or successful parents, maybe a wealthy partner. But I want you to see how much joy it gives you to have proved the doubters wrong, but more importantly, to get closer to being the person that you are capable of being. A journey of self-actualization, and that is more valuable than anything else. I want you to go forward a year now into the future and see the consequences of all that hard work and preparation. See yourself living the life that you would want, knowing it's taking your life in the very direction perhaps that you've had on a vision board or just in your mind, a future that you've desired, and it's all moving in that direction. Feel how good it feels to see a glimpse of this future and to know that the bridge to this future is the preparation and dedication that you invest now. And now it's time to return to a beach where you realize that all this time you've been daydreaming while having a massage. These are thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams. As you leave the massage bed and walk down a beach, a beautiful beach, feeling that you have clarity and the resources now activated and unlocked to enable you to make considerable progress towards the future that you desire most. Imagine that you're now walking barefoot where the beach meets the sea, feeling the water on your toes and getting a sense that you have absolute belief in your abilities to do whatever is necessary to create the life that you desire. It's now time to leave this beach as you find yourself back in the present, listening to my voice. All parts returning to the present. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that all parts are now firmly in the present, listening to my voice right here, right now. As very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken with that clarity, with that resources, knowing that you can activate that focused determination just by remembering certain memories and tapping into a shape in a location with a sound and a feeling, and knowing you can access that whenever you desire. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.